I don't know if this thing is working or not. Okay. I just can't get a break. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna just try to read this because I'm way too emotional to even say hello. I'm way too upset. Um, I'm really, really, really tired of hearing this us and them business with pro-life, pro-choice, you know, and everyone just gets on the opposite side, becomes opponents of one another, and, you know, women and children then, you know, become this pawn that everyone plays over, and just drives me absolutely bonkers. So, I'm going to talk about it from a couple of different points of view. One, of course, being a mother, and one being a doula. As a doula, you know, we're taught to support the mother. So we support the mother by helping her connect better with whoever is with her to have the child. You know, sometimes it's her mother or her sister or, you know, her husband's there or boyfriend or whoever it is, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. So at that time, you know, that whole 9 months that we're learning about her and getting to know her and her tastes and interests and expectations and hopes and, you know, fears and everything, you know, we try to develop some sort of a rapport as well as a birth plan and different things like that. Okay. So at that time, what we're talking about is, you know, of her interest. It's directly hers. And then when she's gone into labor, it shifts. And everything that we have talked about shifts to the life of the child. And everything then is done, if not first to please the mother, then always to care for the child. So if something that she wants to happen isn't going to help the child, obviously the child wins. Okay. So this is what I see a lot, because people that decision is so harrowing. Okay. And it's a problem of mental health for the mother a lot of times, and I don't think uh, you know, people take that into consideration. And then there's that whole, you know, rape and pregnancy and incest thing. Is like, I don't really care how she became pregnant, but even to just at a modicum, you know, put that into the mix of everything you're looking at, it's just going to increase all of the stress, you know. And I grow very, very nervous when I hear that people are chiefly considering only the life of the child as primary over the mother. You know, doctors have nightmares about this for years, and I get very leery when it's either the insurance company or any governmental body telling the doctors how to be doctors. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say on that. I think that so much of the mother's mental and physical health is just put on the back burner, and everything is just pointed towards the child. And if a woman were legally forced to carry a child term and to give birth, you know, she's being compromised because she doesn't have any choices. Even if she wanted, you know, originally to carry that child to term, just the idea that she doesn't have any option, she doesn't have any decision to make, is damaging. So, you know, when I'm trying to advocate for a mother and she has fewer choices to choose from, it has a negative and crucial effect on her labor. You know, I have to take that into account at certain hospitals. You know, they'll have certain things that you can or can't do. Okay. But all along, you know, if I'm supporting her and she's accustomed to that, and it has to switch and flip, you know, it removes so much of the relationship that's being supported with her and her partner, and it does damage. Okay. Um, I don't think that people take into account what the cost is on our medical system and our workforce for all of the C-sections that are performed. Okay, if you want me to do an entire video on that, I will. But if you want to see it soar even further, you know, the long-term damaging consequences, they're so far-reaching. You know, let's say she doesn't want to carry the child term, and she wants to give it up for adoption. Okay, give the child up for adoption. Well, you know, all of these things, they'll change a woman forever. The kind of woman she is, the kind of mother she is, the kind of wife she is, the kind of friend she is. The birth experiences that she has in the future, those are all drastically changed. And, you know, like the ghost of these decisions linger for a really long time. Sometimes, you know, at first when it happens, it seems as if there's no reaction. Let's say, you know, someone has a child and gives it up for adoption, and then, you know, 5 years down the way, she gets married, and a year after that, she gets pregnant. That comes back, you know, to her mind, because the only other time she's been in labor was for this really difficult decision, how hard and harrowing it was. That changes her labor, just because of what she's thinking about. So if she is being forced to do this, no. I just think even when a person is making the decision that they want to about whatever this is, whatever, however she got pregnant, it's still going to change her, you know. And all of the groups that put all kinds of money into campaigning and this and that, I just wish that they would spend less time worrying about the legal part of it and more time into supporting mothers. You know, there used to be a large quantity of, you know, unwed mother homes, whether they were for grown mothers or, you know, underage mothers. There were a lot of different supportive services. They played some funny games, and it's, you know, there was a lot of shaming going on and, you know, stigma and stuff. So I think maybe the way that it was done previously, it may be better that it's not the same way in our culture now. But, you know, if we're going to paint women into a corner, we need to be able to help them out of it too. So, and I do have a really good example of that. Ina Mae Gaskin, she has, well, it's a farm. She calls it the farm out in Tennessee. And since the 70s, she has offered free midwifery care and room and board for any pregnant woman who has considered giving her child up for adoption or was originally considering an abortion. And the women can come there, live there, eat, everything is paid for. And she says that she's never had any woman not keep the baby. After all of that nurturing and supportive care, that mothering that she gave to them became the mothers who they are, that they can give birth and, you know, take care of the child. I just wish so much more of the, you know, shaming and stuff was really taken out of it, because she's not getting any respect or compassion. You say, well, maybe she doesn't deserve respect because of blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, no, don't shame her more when she's, you know, going through this. Attaching all that stigma, you know, while she's grappling with this decision, I mean, just, it's so taxing. Just try to imagine it, and then, you know, start to count the tears. It's, like, ridiculous. I would like to see such a different approach to this, because you can't pick one over the other. And that's so much what I see, is that it's us and them, and meanwhile the child and the mother are suffering, and it's all done in the name of supposedly the child. and then all of society suffers. So we suffer at the loss of all of that. So I finally said my piece, and I gotta go. Thanks. Thanks too.